yeah, yeah. If you fuck with winning, put your lighters to the sky. How could I make sense when I got millions on my mind? Coming with it.
Alrighty guys, what's up? It's me, Cass from Cass Scooters here, and I want to first say pardon the noise. I live in front of a school, and it is, what time is it? Let's see. It is, oh shit, almost 9 in the morning. So, that's, shit, man. That school is opening, I guess, is how to say it. But, let us fix this real quick. There you go. That school is basically opening right now, and it is, starting. It's only the 3rd day of school, and I'm already really sick of living in front of a school. But, in this video, we're going to be talking about the mistakes I made in the reptile hobby. Ooh, I have to sneeze. Uh-oh. We are going to be talking about the mistakes I've made in the reptile hobby and what I did to correct them, and if anything was harmed in the process of it. There's some kind of screwed up stories that I've definitely learned from, and I am... Oh, that hit me really hard. So, just be warned. I'm gonna look like an idiot after this, but, you know, we all gotta start somewhere. And, yeah. I guess let's get on to the video. Alrighty guys, so the first mistake that I made was with my first ball python. Her name was Cuddles. I had her for 2 years, and she was pretty much constantly sick since I got her. And her setup was set up pretty decent. It was a lot more naturalistic than what I have mine in now. Mine are all in bins, but hers was a pretty good setup, honestly. She was in a decent sized enclosure. She was really small though. She was stunted from when I first got her because she was only eating hopper mice. What are you doing, stupid person? But she was really small. She was really stunted, a really unhealthy looking snake, and I got her this way, and I continued to feed her hopper mice because I never went to the pet store. I never knew there was bigger rodents. My mom just so happened to continuously buy hopper mice, and that's what she continued to take. And I had her for about 2 years, or almost exactly 2 years. And towards the end of her life, she was getting increasingly more sick. She stopped eating. She stopped shedding right. And I never knew that there was a vet that saw snakes, especially in my area. Right now I have a vet literally down the freaking road from me, and I had no idea at the time. This was like 3 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago when she passed away already. This would have been the 5th year of me owning her if she was still alive. But she was really sick. I didn't know that there was a vet or anything, and yeah. Another mistake that I made with her that I now do not do is I fed her outside of her enclosure. I fed her in a box, and I used to make the rodent way too hot. Like, borderline boiled the freaking rodent. I mean, yeah, it was kind of bad. Another thing, I also never had my heat pad on the thermostat, which is really stupid. Don't do that. But it never, as far as I know, it never overheated, because I did have a thermometer reading it constantly, and a temp gun, which I'm surprised I had. But as far as I know, it never overheated, but it's still really stupid to not have a fucking thermostat, you know? So yeah. But yeah, she just got really sick, or she was really sick, and she just ended up passing away. And at that time, that was my only snake, and I got really upset, and that's when I bought Andromeda, because why not? And she's doing really good, as you guys can see. But yeah, on to the next story, I guess. The next story really isn't as bad. I just had calcium sand for like 2 days on my leopard gecko, and I panicked, and I took it all out immediately and just put them on tiles because, yeah. And it was pink though, So I was a little upset because it was pretty, but, you know, I mean, animals' health comes before aesthetics, you know? So, yeah. The next two stories are about my chameleons. If you don't know, I had two chameleons and they both ended up passing away. I'm going to talk about my veiled chameleon Karma first, then we're going to go into Jax, the Jax and I. I never really showed either on the channel just because they were pre-YouTube for me. I had them both quite a long time ago, before I really got into YouTube, before I started doing, like, you know, yeah. But first we're going to talk about Karma. Karma was a veiled chameleon that I had purchased from Petco. But I purchased him from Petco, and I always pick the freaking sick ones, I swear. He was on the ground walking. Okay, I'm gonna sound jumbled. He was fine. He was walking around the branches, but then I came up to him and I was looking at the chameleons, and he came down and he was clawing at the plastic. So I'm like, oh my god, I want him, because he is so adorable and he's so friendly, and he, for the most part, was. He was a pretty decent chameleon. He did get a little huffy, but he never bit, he never hissed, really. He was a really good chameleon. But the problem was, pretty much soon after purchasing him, I took him to the vet because Petco pays for the vet before a 30-day thing. You just have to say, hey, I'm going to take my animal to the vet, and they'll pay for it usually, because that's in their warranty. But I purchased the chameleon and I took him to the vet fairly soon after getting him. And my grandparents just got home and they're staring at me. Whoops. I took him to the vet, and yeah, basically he had a minor respiratory infection, and they gave me enrofloxacillin. But basically, Karma was prescribed enrofloxacillin, which I think is like Baytril or some shit. And I was supposed to be giving him, I think, 1 or 2 milligrams a day, preferably in the morning so he could eat after, about a half hour after, because it does cause a little bit of nausea from what I heard. I don't know. I've never had to take it, so I don't know. But he was prescribed that, and he was on and off that medication for about 4 months. He got sick multiple times, basically. I had the first streak, which lasted for 2 weeks. I let him off for 2 weeks, and then he went on another for 2 weeks, and he just kept getting better, then kept getting sick again. And from hindsight, he probably should have had it injected, but the first time we took him, he had to have fluids injected under his skin, and that entire area turned blue, which was kind of cool to see that he is capable of becoming blue. My sister just left. That he was capable of becoming blue, but also that he also got really mad and tried to bite the vet, which I love my vet personally, but he was just so small that, I mean, he should have had it under the skin, but he was also really small and the dosages would have been weird. But I knew how to do it. It wasn't really, it was weird. But after months and months and months of him fighting, I decided that his quality of life was not improving. It wasn't even the same. It was really getting worse and worse as he was constantly getting sick over and over again. And I don't know. I just had him put down because it wasn't the best. And his enclosure was fine. I mean, I don't know. It was just upsetting, you know? He had everything he needed. But yeah, I got him sick and he remained sick, and I just ended up putting him down. Oh no, an ambulance. It's coming this way? No, it's not. Okay. Now we're going to talk about Jax. Oh my goodness. So Jax was a Jackson's chameleon, a full-grown adult male, and he ended up getting that mouth infection that they usually have, and it is usually reoccurring. So I tried to treat it for a little while, and then he just stopped eating, and I don't know, just passed away overnight. And I'm like, oh, that was quick. That's kind of sad. That's extremely sad, because I really liked him. He was really beautiful. But unfortunately, Jax and I seem to have a tendency of getting these mouth infections. I don't know. I mean, a lot of them are wild caught though, so hopefully as captive breeding continues, the mouth infections go away and Jackson's chameleons can be kept more easily. The numbers have already, like, the statistics have already decreased, thankfully, but it just still sucks, you know? It's stupid. From what I heard, they're also extremely sensitive to, supplementing, so you supplement with, like, bee pollen. Oh my lord, damn dog. Anyway, on to the next story, if I can think of another one. Okay, this one goes back to snakes. So basically, when I first got Jupiter and Andromeda, I was still convinced that feeding out of their tank was best, and I soon realized that it wasn't when Andromeda went off of food. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think this is good, so yeah. Then also, when I first got Jupiter eating, it was in his cage, so, you know, there's that. But, yeah. And basically, I just stopped feeding them out of their cage, and they started eating consistently. That's really it. What else? Let me think. Well, I think it's basically all the stories. That was quite a lot, and they were kind of sad, but I've definitely learned from those mistakes. I've kept chameleons before, so I know it really wasn't husbandry. It was more of just a predisposed issue. For the most part, I don't know why I always got the sick ones, but oh well. What the fuck? I swear, people out here. But yeah, it's unfortunate, but I've learned, and you live and you learn. And now that I have a quarantine practice in set, it's definitely much easier to weed out these predisposed issues and all these illnesses a lot quicker than, or a lot safer, I guess, than it would originally be if I just brought them into my collection, because I don't want to wipe out my entire collection, especially since it's grown so much and it's so beautiful and I love it so much. But yeah, that's kind of it. Don't think I'm an asshole, please. We all gotta start somewhere, we all gotta learn. You know, yeah. Let me know your stories down below, because I'm actually quite interested as to what they are, because that's how I am, okay? I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you like this angle better than my usual angles, and I will see you guys in the next video. Alright, bye guys.